My name is Nathan Zakheim. I was born and raised in California, USA. We now have my wife here is Rupa Manjari Devi Dasi, and we have owned an art restoration business in Los Angeles, which is doing very, very well with many large contracts with museums and wealthy collectors. And this is all due to the kindness and the ingenuity and the greatness of knowing of Dr. Mukesh Paneri, who is the Ayurveda Acharya, which means that he is knowing Ayurveda from the inside out. I was cured from Parkinson's disease. As you can see, my hands are not shaking. I'm 64 years old, and I've led a very, very full life, full of adventure, full of dynamic events, and full of many wonderful occurrences, both emotional, spiritual, and physical. But 25 years ago, if you saw me, you would have seen a man who was like this, uncontrollably shaking. Since that time, I've met very many Parkinson's patients, and I've met very few that had such dramatic symptoms as myself. So 25 years ago, 30 years ago, even around 1980, I was beginning to show the symptoms of Parkinson's, but like so many people, we could not know that. Doctors could not prescribe. They just said, go to neurologist, go to psychiatrist, go to this, go to that. You know, everyone had some answer. Take this pill, take that pill, but nothing Parkinson's. By 1985, the shaking was so profound that it became obvious it was Parkinson's. Practically all Parkinson's patients can be diagnosed simply by looking at them. If they're shaking, which is called parketing, that means they have Parkinson's disease. So by that time, it was obvious that I had Parkinson's disease, and I suffered a hellish existence of either sleeping 20 hours a day or not sleeping for a week. Being able to work 1 or 2 hours or 1 or 2 days, being unable to work at all, being able to talk on the phone, being able not to talk on the phone, being able to take care of myself, not take care of myself. And I had no one to take care of me at that time. I was living alone, and no one had the time or inclination to look after me, so I was very unhappy. So in 1986, I'm on pilgrimage, because I study the Vedas. I wanted to come on pilgrimage to prepare myself for the end. So somehow I remembered that the Pomona College, which is called the Harvard of the West, big religious college, they owed me $5,000, but because I was always forgetting everything because of Parkinson's, I forgot they owed me money. So somehow I remembered, wrote to them, they sent me a check for $5,000. Why that is significant is that having gone from a very nice income of my business of, in 1980, around $200,000 a year, which back then was still real money, I came to nothing. No money. I had a beautiful big house, and I kept the house by renting out rooms to all sorts of people. That's how desperate I was. I had to get the government assistance. I could not earn any money. And debt, of course, was there. So when I had $5,000, I said, wonderful, and I went to India. And I just about to go to India, and someone he sees me that I know many years ago, hands me a card, says that Dr. Mukesh Paneri, Ayurveda Acharya, he can cure you. I said, in my mind, I'm going to die. I'm not going to get cured. So I'll go and die. He hands me this card. I had a pouch under my shirt with my passport. I put it in the pouch, thinking nothing, went to India and had a horrible experience. Now, people want to know how to become cured from Parkinson's. For me, it was remarkable because I walked into the clinic, and there was Dr. Paneri and his father. Dr. Paneri at that time was a young man of 33, 4 years like that, and very charming, very witty. And I am sitting there, and they take my pulse and said, "You have Parkinson's disease." At that moment, I'm very bitter and cynical about how sick I am. And I'm thinking, okay, I have Parkinson's disease. I wonder how he could tell. You know, I was thinking sarcastically like that. But actually, he said, "This cannot be cured in the West." I looked at him, I said to myself, not to him, "I know that, you know." He said, "But I can cure you." And I looked at him with surprise. I said, "You can cure me?" And I thought, "I don't know." So he said, he started shaking powder onto little squares of paper and folding it very quickly. And then he said, "You take this medicine, like this, with honey, etc." He gave very sharp orders. "You cannot eat eggplant, you cannot eat potato, you cannot eat green pea." He was giving me a whole list of things I cannot eat. Then he looked at me and started laughing. And he said, "And you cannot eat pickle," meaning achar. I was, oh no, I love pickle. Do I have to give up that pickle? They said, "You cannot eat pickle." So I said, "All right, I won't eat pickle." And then I came back to USA. When I got there, I started grinding up ginger in a coffee maker, you know, for grinding coffee beans. And I took the ginger pulp, wet pulp, put it in a nylon and squeezed it. So I had some 2 tablespoons of juice. I would have my little stone boat with honey, and I put my powder and I grind it up and lick it out. And I did this for less than 2 years. I would send him money every 2 weeks, and he would send me medicine every 2 weeks. The significant thing is that I never saw Dr. Paneri again for over 2 years. So the cure was taking place by his knowledge, his wisdom, his insight into what is actually Ayurveda, in the fact that he makes his own medicine, grown on land given. So in less than 2 years, I was completely cured. And after that time, I have taken no medicine, nor have I shaken at all. My hands are steady. And because I work on very valuable paintings, sometimes $10, $20, $30 million value of a painting, like Rembrandt sort of painting, because of that, I cannot have shaky hand. So my hand is so steady, I can put back the mustache of the Mona Lisa. It is so clever, I can do because of my hands. And that is all due to Dr. Paneri. So because of Dr. Paneri, I owe him my life, actually. And I owe the fact that instead of being dead or completely incapacitated, I am now married to a wonderful young woman. We have a career ahead of us around the world. We're going everywhere, headquartering in a few months. We're coming to India to make our headquarters in Ahmedabad. And this is not possible for a dead man or a dying man, but for a live man, given back to life by Mukesh Paneri. And that is, I owe, when I see my wife every morning, I say, this is due to Dr. Mukesh Paneri. Otherwise, how possible? How possible? I would be dead. She would be, even if she knew me, she'd come to my funeral, not to the marriage. Well, I have learned over study of Vedas in India and abroad by studying books that when someone saves your life, you owe them your life. So now I will say, no, Dr. Paneri has saved my life.